Hey everyone, welcome to another video review, and this is the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class Megatron from Wave 1. Finally getting around to this one. He's actually WFC-S12, and he's a tank that will roll to the side to take a little quick look at the box, because yep, boxes. See Megatron and Transformers logo, Siege, all that stuff. Nice artwork here, with of course the black light stuff down here, which you can't really see because I don't have black light. Cybertron logo. Words, same artwork we've seen in pretty much every box. And hey, look, here's all the stuff you can do and transform and all that stuff. And also warnings. So there you go. Something weird from the box, but yeah. He also comes with a instructions. Pretty easy to understand instructions for the most part. It also tells you, hey, yeah, your stuff is compatible. Yeah, and of course, his fusion cannon and his telescopic laser strike launcher, which I'll get to in a little bit. Yeah, here he is, and is a tank mode. It's black, gray, and red, and some bits of silver here and there. And it's kind of an H tank, rolls pretty well. You can kind of see, well, the robot bits because, well, they're just kind of chilling out bigger. But yeah. You know, he's also got a slight bit of brown here near the treads, which aren't real treads, you know, it's just wheels. But you'll see his head peeking out there. But it rolls pretty decently. Got a little bit of red here on the barrel and everything. The turret can rotate. There's a soft click point right there facing forward. It can theoretically rotate full 360, but stuff gets in the way, so it doesn't really work. Yeah, you look at a bit of battle damage. You can see that here on the black. There's some like scuffing along the black bits of the tank here. But yeah, it's a pretty decent tank. Not amazing. I mean, again, you can see that, you know, how these bits kind of fold up and stuff, but it's an all right one. It's not the greatest, but it works for what it is. And transforming was actually pretty simple. You pull this off, the entire thing. This actually slides underneath the turret, and put that off to the side for later. But yeah, you pull that off, and then from there, what you want to do is come underneath, and right here, untab the black piece from the waist, like that. And you open this panel up right here. I'm gonna move this up just a tiny bit to make this a little easier. And then you unfurl the leg. You can see the kind of how they're situated. You unfurl the legs. You want to also spin them around this axis. You don't want to spin the whole thing. You want to spin at the thigh swivel. And then straighten them out. Like so. Close that up. And then take the foot here, move it forward, and unfold the heel. And also unclick it from the side, because otherwise it's gonna be stuck still. Do the same thing on this side. Untabbed. Open that up. Unfold the leg. Straighten it out. Rotate it around. Close that up. Straighten out the foot. And unclick it from the side a bit. And then here at the waist, you want to rotate things around. 180. That's the lower half done. The top half can be a little, I guess, tricky in a sense that of how to move things around in such a way that it's actually easier. What you want to do is actually pretty much lift all this assembly right here up. And I'll include his head, the little platform his head's sitting in. You're gonna move it up and forward like that. It's gonna be sitting kind of straightened out like that. That gives you enough clearance to mess with the arms. Unpeg the center bit from the side right here. And move the arms forward. They kind of latch into place. From there, you want to... This is the first thing that's going to be a little tricky. You want to take this part and untab it from the black bits right here. Straighten out. So it clears the black place. And then you fold these in. So these tabs right here I'm pointing at go in the slots. So you fold these in like that. And this whole assembly will come back down, and I believe these tabs will go in these slots. These tabs, those slots. Like that. So you adjust the head platform, which I'll get back to that in a little bit as well. Take these little pieces on the shoulders. Take these pieces on the shoulders and move them down. So, open up the fists and spin the gun around. And you have Megatron's robot mode. And here's a lot more of the battle damage stuff. Again, I personally do not mind the battle damage. I know a lot of people really hate it, and with Megatron here, it's largely pretty easy to remove with what was it people use? I think it was nail polish remover. A little bit of that, I think. Don't quote me on that. Make sure to look it up before you do it. I personally am not going to do it myself, so there's that. But yeah, I think it looks great. It's a really good representation of G1 Megatron, honestly. I just think he looks pretty good as he is. Yeah, battle damage and all. I don't mind it so much. I know a lot of people really hate it, but I personally, for the most part, have yet to find a figure I really hated on. The other thing is his head platform has a tendency to kind of, for a lot of people, just kind of sink it down and move on its own because it's loose. Mine is actually fairly tight, but it's apparently supposed to kind of tab in a little bit, I think, or at least kind of soft lock there, and it doesn't really. But on mine, again, mine's fairly solid. It doesn't move as much as, it doesn't move without me wanting it to. But again, I've heard some people have really loose, so there has been a running change on it, but I'm not sure. So there's that. So again, he is very much a G1 Megatron, even with the little fake trigger things on his shoulders and everything, and the torso detailing and little bits of red here and there in his face and everything. Just scowl. It just looks, well, like Megatron, just covered in dirt and grime and scrapes, I guess. He also even comes with this, which, this is a tank cannon, but you can take this piece, split it apart a bit, and rotate it around underneath. Oop, knock over Megatron in the process. Again, very good of me. But move it around like this, and then there's these little tabs here on the inside of the blade, which kind of go in this red spot right here. You have to kind of move the plastic out like that and back in, and then you tab them back together. And he has his sword that is very much an homage to his I believe the Japanese G1 toy. And you can hold that fairly large blade right there. And also, the cool thing about the sword is it's actually compatible with the Lionizer effect part. These tabs right here, you can either put them here or here. So there's the slot there, and then you have a bit of a swooshing. You have multiples of these, which you might be able to. You can have multiple swooshing effects. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty neat that they did that. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good looking Voyager, honestly. It's the only real big problem people have is the two of them are, some people don't like the battle damage, and other people, the head thing could be a bit of a frustration. But articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint, so he moves left and right, up and down a bit. Of course, the platform can move too if you really want it to. There's not a whole lot of wiggle because of his head shape, but technically it could exist, but there's that. Shoulders, forward and back, outward. Biceps over right above the elbow. Elbow goes about 90 degrees. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. Just a tiny bit more. He also does have these pegs. I keep forgetting about those peg holes on the side. So you can plug in a bunch of stuff. Armor, weapon bits, all that stuff. You can put his fusion cannon in either arm, but right arm is the correct one. Obviously. He has a waist swivel. It's not super impeded. The backpack is pretty good about getting out of the way. It does bang in the backpack, but backpack does get out of the way pretty easily, so that's not a huge deal. Forward and back on the hips. Again, hips are a little impeded by the backpack, but if you really, really need that for whatever reason, there you go. Outward as well. Pretty far outward. Thigh swivel. Knees, about 90 degrees. And ankle tilts go about that far. And you also can use the heel, I guess, if you need to for articulation. So yeah, he's actually a pretty straightforward thing. The tank mode is all right. It's not amazing. I feel like the Combiner Wars leader was actually a better tank overall. But this is a smaller figure. Heck, I actually think the, I'll be honest, I think the Titans Return Megatron has a better tank mode than this one. But I think this guy, he's got a really good robot mode, though. And there's actually a pretty clever transformation. Some stuff I was not expecting, like particularly with the legs here. I thought that was actually pretty clever how they did that. Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid Megatron. It's a really good one to pick up if you've been looking for a G1 style Megatron. So yeah, I really do like it. And I would recommend picking one up if you can, if you're into Megatron and stuff. So yeah, that's it. I feel that, yeah, that's it. Hope you found this informative or entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you next time with another video review.